Okay, we have a 1500 point battle report for you today. I'm playing Necrons, Praetorians with my lord, 2 Annihilation Barges. Unfortunately, one of them is unpainted. I'm playing with unpainted models again. However, I am playing with my Knight Scythe, 10 guys inside there, 10 Immortals, and I'm facing Daemons. Looks like that's probably the reroll guy over there, Bloodthirster. Squads of awesomeness ready to come on, and we're fighting over 6 objectives. 2 points, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 1 point, 3 points, and my opponent can try to steal initiative if he wants to. Oh, doesn't steal it, so we are going first. So back in. Okay, so cricket's chirping this first turn because the Demons are not arriving yet. We just moved up a little bit, sent those warriors towards that objective because it's worth 4 points instead of 1. But I spaced everything out after running, These guys moved up a little bit, not too far, spaced them out after running. 2 inches there, spaced them out. And that's just about it. Got some jinx saves on these guys just in case. And we're going to see if the preferred group shows up. That's the preferred group over there. They are on. Preferred group is in. Happens. Okay, rounding up, bottom of turn 1 for Demons. Look at this. They all flew into this sort of area. Fate Weaver landed there, ran this way. He landed around here, ran this way. These guys landed perfectly, and then they just spaced themselves out with the run. So everyone's inside the Fate Weaver's rerolls aura there. That's going to be pretty awesome. And that was it. So we're on to top of turn 2. I have to respond to this Demon incursion. We're going to see what happens. Oh, see what I can do. Almost forgot. Got to roll for the reserves. 3+, Scythe and Immortals could potentially fly in. Oh, they are. They're on the table. We're going to see what happens. Okay, so rounding up middle of top of turn 2. Big combat starting over here. We managed to charge into the surviving 3 Blood Crushers. Those guys are charging the last stragglers of those guys. What else happened? This thing flew on. I didn't unload my guys. Fired all my Tesla shots into that Screamer unit, but only killed, I think, 3.5 Screamers. So pretty impressive saves from the rerolls with the Fate Weaver there. In the meantime, everything else also shot there. These guys shot at the Blood Crushers. One of the Tesla explosions, that arced into these guys and actually killed one of the Blood Crushers. That's why one of them died, so I was pretty lucky there. And those warriors helped blasting those guys. So we're going to see what happens in this combat. Okay, so rounding up those combats over here, those Wraiths just slaughter those guys. We took a few AP2 wounds, but with our 3+ invulnerable made it, and then we just obliterated them on the counterattack, on the regular attack. Over here, pretty interesting combat. Mind Shackles got 1 wound onto one guy. Then the unit rolled so well, they wiped out 5 of my Praetorians instantly. However, my surviving Praetorians and Lord managed to put 2 more wounds into the unit, so 3 total, killed a guy. And because we're fearless, we just reanimated. 3 guys stood back up, so that was that combat there. So 5 dead, but 3 stood back up. And on to bottom of turn 2 for Demons. Okay, so rounding up this bottom of turn 2, sorry. Bloodthirster decided to go low and charge these guys, so we're going to see a combat there. This combat will continue here. Those guys landed near the icon. There's a guy with an icon here, and they blasted into my Wraiths, but only managed to kill 1 Wraith, so I was a little bit lucky there. Now, this guy was pretty lucky. He flew over here. He's still flying high. He got a single penetration through and blew away my only weapon on this poor thing, so it's actually just like a useless transport now. Pretty funny. And that is going to be it. Nothing else showed up from reserve, so we're still waiting for, I think, 1 unit of Screamers and Flamers over there. And it is on to those combats. We're going to see what happens. So continuing to round up what happened in those combats at bottom of turn 2. We killed 1 guy. He killed 3 of us. Mind Shackles actually failed, so he managed to kill 3 more guys, but we killed 1 of his dudes, and we reanimated because of Fearless. No check to make. 2 of them reanimated, so only 1 died that round. And we're sort of mulching this last dude over here. And in this combat total gong show, he got 2 wounds through on us only, but we managed to make our 3+ invulnerables, and we couldn't hurt him in return. We need 5s to hit, 4s or 6s to wound him. Pretty tough stuff. So okay, rounding up top of turn 3, what happened this turn? We fired every Tesla we could, even those warriors, we fired them into here. Now this thing completely missed, even with the rerolls, couldn't get it. So what did I do? I fired the warriors in. They got 1 hit in. They didn't wound him, of course, but he did fall out of the sky. So brave little warriors managed to make him fall out of the sky. He took a wound, and it actually stuck. So he made his leadership check, so he didn't fly off the board. He's down to 2 wounds. We tried to fire those guys into him as well. No luck there. Over here, we just cleaned up that last Blood Crusher, consolidated 5 inches. Over here, another gong show, no wounds caused by either side. That actually stuck. So he made his invulnerables, I made my invulnerables. I decided to unload these guys. I went 18 inches. He has no gun left, so I can't do anything with him. But he unloaded these guys, and they just rapid-fired that unit of horrors to death instantly. So we're going to see what else shows up from the Demons over there. Flamers, they're on. Screamer's not on yet. And Plague Bearers, they're also on. So Flamers and Plague Bearers are on. Okay, bottom of turn 3. So what happened here? Fate Weaver decided to go back into the air. He flew over here with the combination of these guys who deep struck in perfectly, nuked most of my unit along with Fate Weaver's help. Only 4 of them survived, but then I reanimated 3 of them, so I'm back up to 7 bodies over there. Those guys came in nicely around there. And over here in combat, another gong show, except this time he flubbed again against us. We got so many hits and wounds on him, but he made all of his saves. Fate Weaver's still helping him re-roll those saves. Pretty awesome over there. And that is it. So it's on to top of turn 4. Okay, so rounding up top of turn 4, what happened? These guys went with the Lord, came in here, slaughtered all those horrors. One guy did die, though, from Overwatch, did not reanimate. The Lord split off, consolidated this way, they consolidated that way. We shot everything we could into those flamers. They actually all died, and then eventually I fired just these guys. I got 1 lucky hit in on him, and he fell to the ground, and he's down to 1 wound now. He failed his rerollable, but he didn't run off the board. And Screamers are coming on the board. We're going to see where they go. I flew my useless Night Scythe off the board now. It has no gun left, so it's just literally just like an empty shell flying around. Okay, rounding up bottom of turn 4. What happened? These Screamers flew in over here. They landed so close to my guy that we had to roll it off. Eventually, they won the roll off though. They didn't mishap, and they just went flat out like an inch just to be inside Fate Weaver's aura. Fate Weaver flew over here, landed, nuked and blasted the unit, killed him down to 3 guys. 3 of them reanimated. Both units successfully charged. We actually put a wound into Fate Weaver, but of course he made a save. I mean, that would have been too ridiculous. But it was a tied combat with Fate Weaver flubbed his attacks, and those guys flubbed their attacks, and so be it. Now, this guy did not flub his attacks. He finally just pulverized those last remaining 2 Wraiths. They failed their 3+ invulnerable, and were insta-killed right away. So we might have a face-off going on over here. We're going to see what happens here, and I've split the unit off. A lot of interesting options, but here we go, top of turn 5. Okay, so rounding up this top of turn 5, man, it's a lot closer than it should be just because of these crazy demon abilities and stuff. What happened here, we had to fire basically all our Teslas into this unit. We got so many hits, but they made so many saves. Oh my god, 1.5 guys survived, so 1 guy's fresh, 1 guy's down to 1. Didn't arc anywhere interesting over here. Actually, no, 1 of the arcs did hit Fate Weaver, but it didn't do anything to him. These guys helped out. They helped out with the shooting over there. These guys shot into here, only 1 hit, caused a wound, but he made his 4+ invulnerable. I have to charge my Lord into here. He's just going to ravage my army if I don't. Those guys are in combat over there, so we're going to see what happens over there in a bit. So back. Okay, so rounding up that top of turn 5. Combat here was a gong show. He did mind shackle himself, but of course he rolls all 1s on all of his hits against himself. He doesn't do it against me. So over there we just cleaved down 2 more of those guys. We started grinding them down off that objective. Oh, we forgot combat over here, so we got to do that. We're back in a second. Okay, so rounding up this disastrous turn of events, Fate Weaver actually only killed 1 guy. Those guys couldn't kill anybody. And then I couldn't kill anyone in return. I lost combat by 1. If I stick it out, turn 5 is contested, nothing happens. But I ran. I rolled 11 to run. So Fate Weaver cut them down, consolidated away. At this point, it's looking dire. It's looking dire because that stupid point is worth 4 points. So be it though. Okay, so rounding up bottom of turn 5. Man, the turn just is going crazy now. So these guys came in, rightly so, obliterated my Annihilation Barge, crushed it. Explosion, but I couldn't kill any of them. Fate Weaver came over here, slaughtered these guys with shooting, so that's another victory point there. And over here, a really good combat for my Lord. He hit himself, wounded himself once. I wounded himself 2 more times. He stuck, but yeah, I forgot he's got 4 wounds. He's down to 1 wound, still survives. We, of course, cleaned up those poor bastards over there and consolidated a few inches. So if the game ends right now, it'll be a tie because we've got 3 points. My opponent has 4 over there, but I have first blood. I've killed 1 of his fast attack. He's killed 2 of my fast attack. We both have line breaker. It's an interesting moment. We're going to see if it ends here on a 1 or 2. You want to roll it? Oh yeah, we're going to have someone else roll it up. Here we go, 1 or 2. No, game continues to turn 6. The pain continues for both of us. So rounding up, top of turn 6. Finally killed Fate Weaver. It took this darn thing to do it, though. He finally zotted him. These guys over here killed 1 of those guys, put a single wound that failed, but the other guy just refuses to die. Over here, mind shackle succeeded, but combination of him hitting himself, me could not get through his invulnerable save. Ouch. These guys flew up here, pistols, actually successfully killed 2 guys, even though they went to ground, but then, of course, we needed like a miracle 3/6s to charge or something, or 6/6/5, but we didn't get it. And it is on to bottom of turn 6. Man, the craziness continues. So this got hard because the 1 guy survived. He's going to fly over there to get that objective because his fast attack is scoring in the scenario, so that's going to totally screw me. Of course, that wouldn't have mattered if I'd killed this guy, but mind shackles failed. He actually put 2 wounds into me. I put 2 wounds into him, but he made both of his 4+. He survives with 1 wound. Luckily, I stuck it out in combat. What a bunch of nonsense, though, eh? What a bunch of hooey. But so be it. We're going to see if the game ends. Here we go. Roll it up. 1, 2, or 3. No, it still continues. Okay, so that's the only saving grace for me is that I was left the game. Rounding up, man, the disasters just keep piling on. My opponent only has 3 models left, but I just cannot finish him off. Over here, Mind Shackles failed again, so he managed to kill my lord. My lord did not stand up. Over here, I fired this thing and these guys all into those last 2 remaining guys, but they made all their saves. Unbelievable. The only saving grace is I killed off that last fast attack, and I gained a line breaker from being over here. But now it's actually tied right now. But if my opponent can kill those guys, that'll be the end of it. So we're going to see what happens. Back in okay, so what happened on my opponent's phase? He decided to go for the win instead of the tie. Of course, I overwatched, couldn't put any wounds into him. He gets exactly 5 hits and exactly 5 wounds, wipes the unit out. Fluky bastard, but I love it. What a good close game. That actually seals the game for Daemons. They win it by just cleaning off the unit that was in line breaker. Pretty amazing stuff. So, awesome stuff, man. Thanks.